Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. I've got a video all about foiling with toner sheets and toner products. So I have wanted to make this for a while. It's taken me a long time to get to this, but I finally got it together and I want to share this with you. I get a lot of questions about the toner products and foiling in general. I love to foil. I have a couple of different videos, I think, on foiling with stencils and such, but this one I'm going to be using these toner products. So here are the transfer sheets, the foil that I'm going to use, and then the toner card fronts. I'm using these bold blooms from Deco Foil. These are pretty new. I had to get these because I just loved the pattern on there, and they're 8 in here, so there are 4 of each pattern, 2 patterns, and I'll pull those out. The Deco Foil products, they've got some great instructions on the back as to how to use this. And I will say I'm going to be using my laminator. There are some other products like a Mink, other machines that are made for foiling like this, but I have just always used my laminator because it works. And I've just really not felt motivated to change. Here are the solid toner sheets. I'm going to call these the solid toner sheets. There's toner on the entire sheet of that, and I'm going to visit that in a little bit. And so I'm just showing you the difference between the solid toner sheets and the toner sheets that have a pattern, I should say, not patterned. They are patterned, and so you can see the difference. So the one that has the card front only has a pattern. It's not a solid image of the toner. And so I'll show you how this works in the machine. So I've got my laminator here that I referenced. I've plugged this in. I'm going to heat this at 5 mils. I always use it at the 5 mil setting. I haven't really used the 3, so I don't know if it makes a difference, but I always use it on this machine at the 5. And I set it for about 10 minutes to get it really hot. There is a blue light on there to indicate when it's ready. But it usually takes me about 10 minutes to kind of get my stuff together, the foiling elements and things like that, and get my ideas together. And so I just let it heat up while I'm getting everything out. These are parchment paper packs. They are also, I think, now called craft and carrier sheet or something like that. I noticed that mine are so old, I've had them for so long, that they've changed the name. But it's a sheet of parchment paper made to go through your laminator or your heating machine that takes the foil products like this. Now, this is not hot foil. Hot foil is different. The hot foil plates, if you're a crafter, you may have seen those around, and there's a totally different hot foil machine. That kind of foil is not going to work. This is going to work with a foil that reacts to toner. Okay, and then just one more second, I wanted to show you this pocket that I use to store a lot of my other foils. I have some on rolls, and then I have some that I just slip into those pockets. I just wanted to show you how I store them. It keeps them kind of dust-free, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I'm going to take a second here. These packages have a little bit of adhesive that seal them, and so to make it easy to pull my my foil sheets in and out, I trim off the bottom. I still have a little bit of a flap that keeps it closed and keeps everything tidy and keeps any dust out, that kind of thing. So that is how I store it. And I am going to cut these pieces. They're going to be large enough to cover my panels, and so I will keep the little scraps. And to speak about the dust, I don't really worry about the dust too much. I really have pretty good success with toner products like this in general because I do kind of keep them in a package or keep them closed. I've seen a lot of people use a brush, like a dust-free brush or a lint-free brush. I don't really do that. I don't wipe it down. Maybe I should, but I really feel like I still get pretty strong results without taking that extra step. But I have seen people do that, so I want to mention it. If you are interested, you can use like a lint-free towel or something like that if you want to brush off to make sure there's nothing sticking to your panel that would interfere with your foil touching that toner. But again, I just don't take that step usually. All right, so I've trimmed down my foil. I will save those scrap pieces because I can always use them for other projects. If I wanted to do a multicolored panel, I could trim down some of those little pieces or use those little pieces to cover my picture, my blooms or whatever it is, the toner front that I'm using. And I'm going to feed this through. So I've got the pretty side is up on the foil that's facing me, and the dull side is facing the toner, and that will allow it to adhere to my panel. So this first one I am showing in real time because I get a lot of questions about it, and I try to leave as many steps in as I can without being too long-winded. And so I'm just going to run this through my machine, and then I will let that cool for a second. The other ones I'll speed up a little bit, but this first one I'm just keeping in real time so you can actually see what is occurring. And so I've got this ready to come out of my laminator. And I will say sometimes the parchment sheets, I cut them in half and they still work just as well. Just for if I have smaller pieces like this, you can, but I left mine in the full size. All right, so it looks good. I can see that that foil has stuck to the toner part. And I'm going to peel this back, let it cool for a second, and it is gorgeous. I loved this pattern. I just had to get these. Now I'm going to save that piece, and we'll come back to that in a moment with the toner sheets, the ones that are all toner, and I'll show you how that is going to work. So I'm going to do the same process again using the blue, and I have that other pattern of the flowers, and I will run that through and show you the results on this one as well. So again, I've had pretty good results with the toner. When I started foiling, I used some paste as well, and occasionally I do still use the paste, and I'm going to have a separate video on that. So there are a couple of different products that you can use to laminate, use with your laminator and foiling. All right, so this one is stunning, absolutely beautiful. And again, save that piece because we're about to use it. But that is how easy it is to use the toner card fronts and your foil. So I'm going to take a piece of that full-sized toner sheet. I'm going to trim these down to 4 by 5 1/4. The toner fronts that were pre-printed that I just used are what I call A2 size, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So they're a little bit larger. I'm going to trim these down just a tiny bit more so that the foil sheet that I had left behind will fit on there just right. You can always trim them down if you need to. All right, so I've got this piece here, and I'm going to kind of line it up, and then I'm going to run this through my machine. And everywhere where there is that black toner, the foil is going to stick. So the pattern that's on there, it should stick on there. So let's run this through, and I'm getting the blue ready as well because that will be the next one that I'm going to stick through here and run it through. All right, so let's see how this performed. So this is the solid toner sheet, and we'll see how it's stuck on there. I can tell it looks good because I've got some tightness to that paper, which means that that foil has adhered. And there you go. Look at that. How beautiful. So we've got a positive and a negative, and those toner sheets, the additional toner sheets, those solid ones, and I'm going to keep saying that because I don't want to confuse these two products. But if you are interested in foiling and using the toner products like these toner card fronts, you need to try the toner sheets as well. They're very reasonably priced, and they perform very, very well. All right, so I've got this gorgeous blue one. I can't decide which one I like better. I'm going to have to finish the rest of the package. I like to do that to take an afternoon and get out all of my foiling products and any foiling card fronts that I might have, and just go to town and make a bunch of foiled backgrounds because they're so fun and easy. Look at that, and just all of that, no waste on that because it's all on this toner piece of paper. So there you go. Again, your positive and your negative. So no waste. Love it. And that's just if you have that extra sheet of the solid toner sheet. All right. So I'm going to go one step further, and this is where I kind of go a little crazy when I get foiling, and this is where I really can't stop, and I'm not going to stop, but I just have to share it. So there's still some black toner on this sheet, that solid toner sheet that we used, because I just had the pink pattern that had the flowers on there, so there's still some toner exposed. And I am going to take a piece of gold here. I had some gold in my stash. I have a lot of solid colors because when I began foiling, that's really all there was. Some fun patterns have emerged over the years. Like I say, it's probably been a good 10 years I've been foiling like this with a laminator. And now I'm going to run this through. So I have a lot of solid colors to use. And this is where it gets so fun. So I'm going to run this through. Got to get my carrier sheet in there. And then I keep waiting for my laminator to stop working, but it just still keeps on working. So I haven't replaced it yet, and I've really enjoyed it and had a lot of good use over the years. I can remember doing projects for things for my children's school and such, using the laminator, and I just have a lot of fun memories of using it. All right, so let's see how this turned out. Remember, I had those spots that had some toner left from that toner sheet. Looky there, how beautiful is that? Oh my. So now I have covered all of the toner. And again, this is why I can kind of go a little crazy. But then I have this piece left. Now I have another pattern from the bloom. And so, of course, I'm going to have to do something with that. And again, this is where I can keep going and going and going. You can see how these solid black toner sheets really are a game changer for foiling for me. And I just wanted to share these with you because they really are so much fun. So I've got this gold piece here, and I'm going to do this one more time. Instead, I'm going to put this piece directly in, and then that will stick to my black toner sheet. And I'll show you how this one turns out. So you could do this with that other pattern, the blue one, as well. You could run the blue one through again with another color where there's still those sections of the black toner left, and then you can have a whole different pattern and color on your card. All right, so let's see how this one did. So beautiful. I love the pattern. And look what all stuck to there. All of that foil. How beautiful. And if you wanted to, I'm going to stop. I promise I'm going to stop. I want to keep going. You could take another color and see I have this beautiful fuchsia that I think would look outstanding, but I'm going to stop so the video doesn't get too long. But I just wanted to show you that you could keep going if you didn't want to have the black lines on there. If you wanted a different color, all you would need to do is to trim this down and cover it with another color. So, but again, I'm going to stop because I think I made my point about what you can do with these toner sheets. And I, again, don't want this to be too long. So I hope that this video helped clear up any questions you might have about foiling with your laminator using the toner products. If you have any questions, be sure and leave me a comment and I'll be happy to try and answer. I'm not an expert for sure, but I have done a lot with using my laminator. And I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure and check back because I'm going to try and do another video in the future on the gel products that they have as well that you can use with your laminator, and just spend some time with laminating and what you can do with it with your foil products that you might have in your home. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check back and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much.